Okay, it's building on a skill set now. And so what skill sets is it building on? Well, if you did problem number 3, number 4 should be relatively simple. I want to write down equal over here, and I'm going to use what's known as partial fraction decomposition. Then we'll talk about the telescoping nature to it. So let's write this over here. I'm going to use partial fractions. You certainly learned partial fractions in math, I think it was, 119, and then it was reinforced in the prior section of doing integrations. So I'm going to simply say, looking at it, looks like n plus 6 and n plus 5. Relatively easy, a, b. I'm going to multiply both sides by the LCD. You would get 8. Then you get a, n plus 5, plus b, n plus 6. I'd pick an easy number like n equals minus 5. What does that give you? 8 equals b. I know what b is. I'll write this over here for you. B is going to be 8. Did I do that right? Yeah, 8. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to pick another number. I'm going to pick minus 6 now. And what do you get there? You get 8 minus a. So a is minus 8. I'm going to rewrite this problem. And the way I'm going to do it, I'm really looking at this guy over here. And what I want to do is I want to factor out the 8. But I'm going to write this in an order that makes sense to me, which is 1 over n plus 5 minus 1 over n plus 6. It's like a deja vu problem, but I do have an 8 there. Right, I'm going to erase my partial fractions. Some people do this in their head, by the way. I do not recommend doing this in your head, by the way. I recommend writing it down. And if it's an exam question, don't erase it. Just leave it there. But I'm going to erase it because I'm going to start to show you that this thing collapses. All right? I'm going to write down Sn equals 8 times. It's going to be 1/6 minus 1/7 plus 1/7 minus 1/8 plus 1/8 minus 1/9 plus yada, 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 yada. It's going to go to the end. I'll just write the last term down because it looks like a pretty easy pattern to me. What's it going to be? 1 over big N. That doesn't look like a big N, does it? All right, let's take a look at it. I'm going to say disappears, disappears. I hope you realize, even though I don't have it written down, there's something over there would disappear, and something would disappear. So a lot of things disappear. What am I left off with? 8. What's left over there? 1/6 minus 1 over n plus 6. All right, that's Sn, by the way. What do I want? I want S infinity. How do I do that? The limit as n, whoops, sorry about that. As the big N goes to infinity of Sn, that would equal the sum. And again, I go back to this over here. N equals 1 to infinity. 8 n squared plus 11n plus 30. Can I do that limit? I can. What do I get? 8. By the way, this is what I'm looking at over here. What's nice about that, when the big N goes to infinity, I'm left off with 8 times 1/6. What's that going to give me? 8/6. Divide by 2, 4/3. I'll put a box in that. I want to look at the answer key for you and just make sure that work is written down here for you, and we get 4/3 as expected. All right? And again, we would recommend you look through the work. What's the work? Me going through partial fraction decomposition, me writing the sum down, me getting Sn. After I get Sn, it's taken the limit as n goes to infinity. Pretty standard. Thank you.